don't know what I was fucking thinking. I wanted to play a little bit of casual tonight, but I'm probably not going to. I don't know. I could, but this run's gonna take a minute. Maybe I shouldn't do this run. I don't know. I will. Okay, we'll start. Stupid. Yeah, there's no way. I can't believe that. I mean, even just mounting and dismounting is slow enough that it. Yo, what up, dude? Oh fuck. I mean, it would be kind of interesting if these were a little bit nicer. If some of these categories had a little bit more depth to them. I'll have to think about some routing options as well, but. Yeah, I did read that. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't get back to you. I've been working a ton and just kind of pretty much working and playing this game and hanging out with my grandma. That's totally cool, dude. That's totally cool. Yeah, I wanted to, you know, as I told you, I'm always down to, usually always down if someone asks me, which is probably my downfall personally, but at least in the past I always was. Someone, oh, you wanna get some shit? But I'm at an age now where I'm equally down to just chill and stay on that kratom life. You know what I mean? I'd be down. Yeah, I mean, I'm still here, obviously, so I won't peace out without hanging out with you. That's for sure. But I'll probably be here for a little while. That's my suspicion. I've been saying that, but which is okay. I mean, I have plenty to occupy myself. Kratom, I know, it's just so good, dude. My dosage has been creeping up a little bit lately. I gotta keep it in check, but today I'm at a clean 6 scoops, 6 grams, and that's about where I try and keep it. So. Yeah, there was no way the horse was gonna be fat. I'm like, dude, really? What? Like 11 o'clock? Then I got that stupid cutscene. The intro is amazing now. It's like not like 6 minutes long, dude. Amazing. I got a job and have been trying to use the lessons I learned in the spiritual realm from acid and be appreciative of small things and working. So that's a lot. Totally feel that, dude. The Matrix, as I just call it now, is kind of a shitty place, and you encounter a lot of illusions and a lot of kind of flat characters, if you will, and you gotta keep a sense of humor. That's for sure. At least that's always my struggle in life is other people. And that's anybody's struggle, obviously, I suppose, but I just never really got along with people very well, and oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, you can always find good people out there for sure. Oh yeah, okay, good. Yeah, plenty of good people. And I have very good friends. Good Smash buddies from the old days. Oh, what am I doing, dude? Well, I don't know. Yeah, I want to sleep. Yeah, I think I want to sleep here. Well, this is just a little bit different. We just sleep until we get the chicken, and then. Dude, come on. I got good buddy Smash. Good. I've said this before. I think recently. I don't remember, on stream possibly. But you know, obviously me and my wife are not with each other right now, or kind of not that we're not still married or in a relationship. We're a bit separated by circumstances, and you know, she's kind of all by herself. Um, Partly her family is not so good, which is unfortunate for her. But she also doesn't really have a lot of friends, and neither do I. Really, like on paper, I really don't have any friends, really. You know, I have people that I know around here, but I'm not around here very often. So it's kind of interesting in that it's a little bit different. But also, sorry, what am I saying? Where am I going with this? Sorry, what I was going to say is even when I don't have a lot of IRL friends, either because I live too far away from them or I can't see them or something, having internet friends. What the hell is this? Okay. Oh shit! I didn't jump. I just came close to the. You know, having internet friends actually is kind of nice. I mean, you know, we just kind of talk about our interests, and I think that's a lot of what friendships are. Even if you don't have like, you know, super deep chats or something, like, you know, about life or something, you know, you have similar interests, you can just kind of share that interest with each other and just sort of chat about it. And you know, I think that's a big factor in just kind of feeling like you belong somewhere. And you know, I have at least, you know, a few groups of online people that I can but Veronica does not have friends like that because she ain't no nerd. So that's unfortunate for her, because nerd life's the best life, dude. We all know that. I get you about not liking most people. It's hard. Maybe it's autism. Dude, people are just dumb. I'm like, I know it sounds really like edgy or like cynical to say it, but I've realized most people are just dumb, and they're just boring, and they're just like everybody else. It sounds like an edgy high school thing to say, but like they are just like everybody else. They just want to be like everybody else. They don't want to make any waves. They don't want to, you know, have a. It's really bad, and it's really tough now in the world with the internet, because there are no original thoughts. There are no original thoughts, and I'm not claiming to always have original thoughts, but because we all take our thoughts from somebody else, or we all take our perspectives from somebody else who says, "Oh, think about it this way," and you go, "Oh, I never thought about it like that." And okay, now that's your idea, kind of. Dude, why do I keep getting fucked by my chicken here, dude? Did I just sleep twice on the 5th? I don't understand why that happens. Maybe I should still take the trip this day, but I keep getting this where I don't get the egg on this day. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I went through a few like waves myself. Like when I was young, like very young, I was like, it always felt like that. I'm like, dude, these people are fake. They're just nice to the people around them, and they, or I should say, they just kind of, they just want to get in the group, you know, they just want to be in the club, so they say the right things, so they dress the right way or whatever, so they can be cool, you know, and you can see that when you're like 5 years old, to be honest. People are like that. Shit. But then, of course, you get kind of tired of being that way, especially when you want to start liking girls. So when I got to be like, I don't know, you know, and I had friends, they were mostly all filthy nerds. Like, the friends that I hung out with when I was like, like 9 to like, maybe like 10, maybe like 10 to like 14 were just the filthiest nerds, dude. Tom's brother, you know Tom from Smash, right? The little kind of, you know, demoraler, right? His brother, filthy ass nerd. Another one of our friends, super filthy ass nerd. Matt Runk, although he was kind of more cool, like whatever. Um, but we weren't really friends until high school, so we weren't like nerd friends, like middle school nerd friends. Although he still was like friends with some of those guys as a nerd in middle school, but for some reason we didn't cross over until later in school. Um, filthy ass fucking nerds. But then of course I joined band, and then band kind of opens your. Yeah, he is a little bit. No comment. No comment. Um, but then band kind of opens your social circle a little bit, which is a good thing. I have, honestly, this is gonna sound dumb, I have band dreams pretty frequently, like high school band dreams. I don't know why. They're pretty frequent, where like I'm either in Madawan band, or I'm in the band from my other high school when I lived in Minnesota. I have these dreams kind of often. It's bizarre. Anyway, no, he is. 100%. Couldn't agree more. 100%. But I have these dreams a lot. Anyway, band kind of opens your, sort of your social circles, because there's like 100 or more people in the band, and people get stuck in band for various reasons. I joined band because I actually wanted to. A lot of kids are in band because their parents made them, and then they stay for the social element or whatever. Or maybe they're just a kind of general misfits, and then they realize, oh, actually, like, band kids actually aren't like terrible like everybody else in the school. Maybe I'll stay in band. And they do. And there's a whole Florida trip that Madawan does, so kids stay in band for that. So I mean, there are tons of different people end up in band. So they're not one-dimensional. Anyway, point is, then you start liking girls, and then you want to start socializing with people, whatever. And so then you kind of entertain the idea, oh, maybe these people like aren't that bad. Like maybe they're actually kind of like cool or something, whatever. Okay. Then you go through that whole phase, try and give people credit. And so I did that for, probably until I was through college. Because then you go to college, and obviously you don't want to I actually lived in the dorms because I went to Michigan State, which wasn't, near home. It was a couple hours from home. So I stayed in the dorms, and in doing that, I had to socialize. Started smoking weed, obviously, which also opens your social circles. But yeah, so then I was quite social, probably for like 8 years. And then I became cynical again, just like when I was 5 fucking years old, dude. 5 fucking years old, going, wow, these people are fucking, and then you can't have fun with it anymore. You can't just be like, oh, I'll just, whatever, like treat it as a game and just whatever. These people are harmless, whatever. Because you start to see the harm that stupidity does, and the harm that conformity does, and you're like, dude, you guys are fucking all of us, man, because you just don't care, because you just want to be cool, or you just don't want to make waves or whatever. Like, dude, like, as a society, we're just all fucked, because you guys just, what the fuck? You don't have any of your own thoughts. Like, anyway, I'm kind of, hang on. This is actually kind of a tough one, because it's a little bit quick. Lumina's easy because she always stands in the same spot, but like Cecelia here, you have to like kind of get up here quick, get her on the table, depending on where they're standing, catch her in her room, so you don't have to wait till she comes down the stairs. I suppose it's faster to catch her upstairs, probably. Hang on. Blah blah blah. I wonder if my original thoughts came from all trauma experience. Probably, yeah, because you had a raw deal when you were growing up. You had a very raw deal. I actually had a really nice family. I've always had a nice family. Very, very blessed to have a nice family. Nice parents, nice siblings, nice, Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah. Well, in a way, I suppose you never really escape those things that kind of fucked you up. You just kind of take a different perspective as you grow, and try to. Okay, actually, I think I want to pick the flowers now because it'll be fastest rather than going down the. I find that you shouldn't outweigh how someone acts around you. Like, you should keep the same vibe as them. That's interesting point. Yeah, maybe you want to kind of reflect them. Most people do that. mean, most people they almost kind of like just reflect what you put out, or vice versa. I mean, like, I suppose it depends on who you are. Some people are more active, some people are more passive. Shit, okay, I thought it was that. Shit, dude, Vesta, dude, come on, Beach. Oh yeah, there's no way to reach her right now. You have to literally do this. Okay, come on, dude. Okay, there we go. She doesn't stay back there for too long. She usually comes out. Oh, okay. Going out of your way to put trust in them is nice. I said it's just how everything goes south in friendship. That's funny. I don't hear a lot of people use that idiom, except for my grandma, Nico. Go south. Very good, very good. I like that. Going south. Some people really keep demons. Yeah, that's true. So a lot of people do. Even my manager on the first day trauma dumped. Even my manager on the first day trauma jumped onto me about her drug use and how she lost custody. Oh my god! Wait, your manager, of your new job? So you said you just got a job, or you got a new job. Is it you're talking about your new manager at your new job, or? That is pretty fucking hardcore. I saw a really funny I saw a really funny clip. What's the guy's name? Norm McDonald, is it? The comedian. And he did a little bit. This had to be a pretty recent clip because I think he's dead now. And it was a little clip about he says, whenever somebody kills, this is pretty dark, but you kind of get it. He says, whenever somebody kills themselves, there's always people who are like, I don't understand. Why would he do that? Why would the person kill themselves like that? And the guy, Norm was like, really? You don't get it? You don't get how like life is just progressively shittier until you die? And he obviously puts it a little bit more comedically, but whatever. You really don't get it how, you live in a cotton candy house or something like that, life just gets progressively shittier until you die in some catastrophe, and which obviously is a little bit of a comedic over exaggeration. But there's some deep truth to it, and I think that's all good comedy has that kind of truth to it that kind of almost hits you in a dark place, but makes you laugh about it because you recognize the commonality that all people have in that realization that, like, oh yeah, actually we all are kind of living a life like that, or whatever the observation that the comedian's making. No, I'm good. Honestly, I had a great day today. But it's just one of those things where everybody, we all go through weird shit. We all have weird times, and even if you do have a good upbringing, there are tough times, and the moment you open up is the beginning of a disaster just waiting to happen. And it can be that way. I just know some people are in tremendous pain. Well, yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Everybody has that kind of pain to some degree. Fuck. That they are. This is too small. This is tough, dude. It's kind of tough to optimize. We all have. I think one thing you learn as you get older is that we all have various ways of sort of dealing with and also masking pain. Dude, for years, I fucking just speed ran just because I was like, you know, speedrunning was definitely a big escape for me. To some extent, it still is. I don't speedrun as much as I used to, but and you see a lot of that in speedrunning. I saw a lot of that in speedrunning. And that is one thing that kind of was a bit of a trip for me. In speedrunning was seeing all these guys my age, you know, young 20s, aimless young men, a lot of them, myself included. Maybe went through some shit that fucked them up for whatever, you know, just not necessarily something like totally insanely brutal, but just whatever it is, family problems, relationship problems, other problems, financial problems, whatever, just confusion about life, you know, and all we would talk about is the game, which is cool. And look, I love speedrunning, and you know, nowadays I have a much healthier sort of relationship with all of it. I'm just in a healthier place in general, but yeah, it was sort of eerie, sort of watching it all go down, and knowing that they seemed to be kind of having similar, I should say, just issues not unlike what I was experiencing, and all of it unsaid. And men are obviously especially bad at this, and of course they're online friendships, so it's different from, you know, it's different from maybe people that you see in person and whatever. But anyway, that was kind of an interesting tangent. But I actually just had a conversation with Veronica today about one of her friends, close friend of hers, but they've kind of grown apart. I think I've talked about this before. They've kind of grown apart, and just kind of the repression that her friend is experiencing or undergoing, maybe not realizing it, just things that she's kind of holding back, or you know, whatever. And as a result, they're not really vibing at the moment. You know, her and her friend. No, I'm down, dude. Look, I had a great time chatting with you at the party, you know, a month ago or whatever that was, month and a half ago. Yeah. Well, look, and of course, wasn't trying to say that I'm the only person with original thoughts, but there's obviously varying degrees. But I think what you realize, you do eventually realize that there actually are a scary number of people. There are some people with a mixture of sort of original thoughts and just sort of curiosity, sort of an imagination. I mean, curiosity and imagination go a long way, because they're ways that you generate unique, maybe combinations of thoughts, because all thoughts are kind of borrowed from somebody else, but a unique combination of thoughts is sort of what makes somebody creative. But there are a frightening number of people who are kind of way on the bottom end of the spectrum, who really just, that's kind of the whole like meme about just, you know, just buy product and get excited for next product, you know, just consume. And I think a lot of elements of our society now has made that even more prevalent maybe than it ever has been. Mass media, fucking bots on social media, just is so, I mean, you know, I could go on about this, but God, it's crazy, dude. And realizing, it's funny too, because my 10-year high school reunion would have happened 2020, the year that Corona happened, because I graduated in 2010. So I had not put in any thought to going to it until Rhythms. You know, we had maybe talked, I don't know, maybe the year before it was happening, and I was of course living in Edinburgh, so I didn't know if I would be around when it happened, blah blah blah. And Rhythms kept saying to me, "Oh, you know, maybe like we should go. You should go with me." And I was like kind of entertaining the idea, and I told him that I might. And then Corona happened, and I was kind of following the Facebook conversation, and you know, I won't name names, but you know, various characters that were, I don't know, class president or class government or whoever the fuck was in charge of organizing that thing, you know, they were kind of talking, oh, you know, it's COVID, we'll play it by ear, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you guys, we can just meet outside. What the hell? I was at home too. Oh, fuck, are you serious? Got fucked on the chicken there. We're just gonna sleep. You know, I was at home, so I'm like, sorry, I had just come home for other reasons. It wasn't because of COVID, but, you know, and like, and they were all like freaking out. And I'm like, and it clearly, of course, I'm not gonna fucking, well, screw it. I've been obviously very honest about my thoughts about it. Not that it's not, the point is not to get into that. The point is, you know, there were mixed feelings about it amongst the people, because it was like being organized on a Facebook group. And I eventually, pretty quickly, just removed myself from the conversation. And I'm like, I'm just fucking not going, dude. I don't care if they reschedule for next year. I don't care if they reschedule it. I'm just not going. And I'm so grateful that I didn't go to it. And I'm not going to the 20-year. And I'm not going to the 30-year or whatever it is they do. I'm just very grateful that I didn't. Because I realize, you know, maybe it's just a general high school thing. I don't know. But I literally talked to everyone that I would want to talk to from high school. I also feel like they were so maybe much more meaningful or interesting to people back when there was no internet. You literally had no idea what happened to these people unless you heard by word of mouth or you saw them. Like if you moved from your hometown, you never saw them. You never heard from them. You might hear through like a chain of people what's going on with somebody or whoever. Man, I can't believe you took that many. I mean, as I've said before, every hit of acid is different because you never know where it came from exactly. But I've never even come close. The most I ever took was 2, and that was like, I don't know. That shit was messed up, dude. I don't know. Hopefully, I don't know. That's wild. Further, saw some crazy shit at the end of the night. Comment rubbing my friends by. Yeah, I hope it was enjoyable. Yeah. Oh no, dude. Are you serious? What? I was not even close to him, dude. What the heck? That was weird. No, Cecelia. Wow, get fucked. Well, ladies first. Yeah, the most I ever took was 2, and it was the classic. You know, we had like 2 left, and of course David's like, "Look, I'm not sure if I'm feeling it yet. Like, are you feeling it? Cause I'll take one more if you take it. You know, I'll do it if you do." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm down." Of course, we both take it. So that tells you, he was always the instigator. We were always co-instigators. You know, David. You probably don't know David because he was part of the original Smash crew, and I still play Ultimate with him. I actually saw him a month ago. You know, but yeah, so he was part of our original crew, but he didn't really. He went to college in the UP, so he was pretty far away. So he kind of didn't go to any Melee tournaments with us, even though he originally got into Melee with us. Yeah, we were always co-instigators, no matter what it was, you know. Always oh damn it, dude, so stupid, dude. This is honestly probably the most difficult part of this run is just the damn. Okay, that's it. To catch her before she catches you. I don't know, dude. It might actually be faster to let her come down first, to be honest, because this shit's just. But then you have to kind of catch her, like, depending on where they are. Like, I actually am not quite sure. I still have my brain. I did well on the test. I finally got the job. This is the same friend I told you about. I'm sort of catching. Oh, what? You tripped with a girl? Oh my god, dude. Wow, that's like next level shit, dude. I never tripped with a girl. I never trip with no girl. Okay, well, props for that, dude. I only trip with sweaty men. Played Smash. Yo. Well, crazy that you're in this man's chat, dude. It's okay. I still see your showdown out of context post, so I know you're out there. I know that. Some pretty dank shit too. So I'm always keeping that shit. But yeah. Yeah, it's Harvest Moon season. Dude, okay, you have to be careful here because if she's standing there, you get fuckboy down this corner. No, dude, I miss you, Cosmo. I miss the old days. Okay, well, actually, okay, there she is. Right. Might be better to wait till she comes down. Pretty good. It's pretty good. Dude, but what about that Gen 9 too? Sorry, Gen 9 2. The Gen 9, just the meta and shit. Rhythm, shit, the whole shit, dude. Whole crew. Have you played much OU or whatever? I was like low key, not shocked, but a little surprised that Terra didn't get banned. Yo, what up, phone Twitch, mobile. I was low key a little surprised that Terra didn't get banned. Kind of glad it didn't. But I also don't play that much. I tried to get a little bit like serious, like I didn't qualify. I didn't try and qualify for the fucking vote, but I kind of enjoyed. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, shit. Really? So you haven't played? Oh, see, I will say it's honestly I think it's probably a lot like Dynamax, where Terra is probably not nearly as broken. Oh, I saw you post that. That's cool. Okay, let me just check the heart rate. I might have actually overshot. Okay, whatever. Maybe we did overshoot. I think this is still faster than the other run. I'm not sure. Cool. GG's. Oh, I dropped a ton of frames. Oh my god.